For more on BP's prospects in the Middle East, we welcome John Sfakianakis, chief economist at Banque Saudi Fransi. He is on the phone from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. John, we all know that sovereign wealth funds have capital, but what is the added value for BP in courting Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and possibly even Saudi Arabia?
Well, Eric, first of all, I think that the visit by the BP CEO was very well placed and timely because it offered a bit of time in terms of share price appreciation. Definitely Abu Dhabi and the investment authority there can offer capital as well as Qatar. I think that Kuwait is not any more interested, but definitely they have been buying a lot of assets and they have the capital available to inject if BP wants it. So it's a great opportunity for them to be involved, and it's an opportunity not to be missed by the sovereign wealth funds.
An opportunity not to be missed, perhaps, but explain to us, John, why sovereign wealth funds would be interested in BP. Is it just because they smell blood here, given the share price decline, or there's something particular about the opportunity of investing with a British oil company?
Well, you have to look at it in two ways. One, BP has a historic relationship with the UAE and Abu Dhabi in particular. Remember that back in the 1930s, BP started operating from the Emirate, and it placed its center for the region as well as the Pakistan operations in the Emirates. So they have a link back dating to the 1930s. But secondly, and more importantly, sovereign wealth funds have a long-term investment view. And so when there is blood, definitely, and when they smell it and they see it, and in the case of BP, you smell it and you see it, then you can develop a relationship and you begin to pick a stock, and BP could be a very good stock to pick.
Well, speaking of very good stocks to pick, John, that's the way sovereign wealth funds felt about some of the bank investments they made at the depths of the credit crisis. Several of those investments, including Citigroup, haven't worked out so well. Why should they be more confident in BP's prospects, say, than some of the bank stocks?
Well, in many ways, because the sovereign wealth funds of the Gulf region are involved in producing oil. So what they know best is oil and the oil industry. And definitely this will be an opportunity for them. It might not necessarily be now that they invest in it. They might invest in it at a later stage. But what they know best is by far oil and petroleum. They know less the financial world. But definitely they have been buying assets, and they have the ability to do so. And they have been playing a very important role in stabilizing the global financial system, or helping it by buying into those assets.
John, you said earlier that it doesn't appear as though Kuwait's sovereign wealth fund is interested in BP any longer. But among those in the Middle East and the UAE, which do you think is most likely to make an investment in BP should that opportunity become available?
I think it's very important that the BP CEO visited Abu Dhabi. That is very key. So if there is an interest, it will be definitely Abu Dhabi, followed by Qatar. I don't think that Kuwait is interested, and I don't think definitely the state, meaning the government of Saudi Arabia, is interested. And maybe there is some interest by individual Saudi investors, businessmen, but I don't think that they will get involved. So definitely it's Abu Dhabi and Qatar if there is an interest.
All right, John, thank you very much for joining us. John Sfakianakis, chief economist at Banque Saudi Fransi in Riyadh, an expert on sovereign wealth funds, talking to us about BP.